Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mongo here with some breaking news per the UTR Table Spot. Folks, Stephanie McMahon has resigned from her position with the WWE. This is genuinely some of the most, it's one of the most shocking stories that we've seen in recent memory, including Vince's return. We kind of expected Stephanie to stay on through this whole process. She had stepped away momentarily back when Triple H, was dealing with his heart issues. But man, we'll go ahead and pull the statement up from Stephanie officially in just a moment. We'll go ahead and read along with this together. Oops, that's the wrong one. Sorry, this is like kind of this is the last second thing we're doing here. This all just really caught us the hell off guard. Here we go. Welcome, Kenny, to this. Oh, I guess okay, he's gone. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, per Stephanie McMahon's official Twitter account, then, now, forever together. About 8 months ago, I took a leave of absence, and within a few weeks, unexpectedly had the opportunity of a lifetime. I had the privilege to return as the co-CEO and chairwoman of the board of WWE. I cannot put into words how proud I am to have led what I consider to be the greatest company in the world, working alongside a remarkable leadership team and one of the strongest executives I have known in my co-CEO, Nick Khan. Our founder, Vince McMahon, has returned as executive chair and is leading an exciting process regarding strategic alternatives. And with Nick's leadership and Paul Triple H Levesque as chief content officer, I am confident WWE is in the perfect place to continue to provide unparalleled creative content and drive maximum value for shareholders. You have to give me a second. WWE is in such a strong position that I have decided to return to my leave and take it one step further with my official resignation. I look forward to cheering on WWE from either the other side of the business, where I started when I was a little kid as a pure fan. I will always remain dedicated to WWE. I truly love our company, our employees, our superstars, and our fans. And I'm grateful to all of our partners. Thank you for everything, then, now, forever together. So there you have it. Stephanie McMahon, no longer chairwoman, no longer co-CEO with Nick Khan. She is out. She's out of the picture completely. This coming less than a week from the announcement of Vince McMahon's return to the board, he had started trying to get back in. I would say this is unexpected to say the least. Unexpected to say the least. Vince tried to get back into WWE, I think, as soon as like September, where he said he got some bad advice on leaving. And we've talked about that several times on here on our Thursday show. That no, that was not terrible advice. After everything that had come up and everything that has come up since his initial retirement in July, it's probably the right move. But with trying to get the sale going, he's kind of strong-armed himself onto the board again. And not only is he on the board again, folks, he is now the executive chairman of the board officially, per WWE's own site. What's going on, Kenny?
What's going on, folks? Sorry about that. I had a little audio issues, but yeah, we got a lot going on, huh?
should we worry? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we should.
Worry.
So, Kenny, we talked about what's going on, Matt. So I went over the letter from Steph. So now we're going to get into the official statement from the board from WWE's official site. So I'll pull that up in just a second. So not only is Stephanie gone, and not only is Vince back on the board of directors, Vince has been unanimously elected the executive chairman of the board going forward.
So which means he has the say all and end all to be all now.
Now, if y'all remember
that since all this started.
Now, if y'all remember, earlier the board unanimously denied his request to return.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have the official statement. We announced today that its board of directors unanimously elected Vince McMahon executive chairman of the board. Stephanie McMahon has resigned from her roles as chairwoman and co-CEO. Nick Khan will serve as CEO. Would y'all like to read Vince's statement here?
Okay. First, I'd like to express my full support for Stephanie's personal decision. I'll forever be grateful that she offered to step in during my absence, and I'm truly proud of the job she did co-leading WWE. Stephanie has always been the ultimate ambassador for our company, and her decades of contributions have left an immeasurable impact on our brand. I'm proud to announce that Nick Khan will serve as WWE CEO. Nick's business acumen and mastery of the media industry have helped catapult our business to record revenue and profitability. Together, we look forward to working with the board at this critical moment in time to review our strategic alternatives and maximize value for all WWE shareholders. And that is a load of bullshit.
Yeah.
Complete load of bullshit.
I got the BGs from this. Reggie, we all do.
Every time we say, well, Vince couldn't come back, could he? Well, he did. Everything, the worst that could happen has happened. He put himself back in power. The worst that I said, he got the people that he wanted back in on the board of directors. He got rid of the person. One of the people that he got rid of on the board was the person that was leading the investigation. Mm-hmm. So that right there should have told us what was about to happen. I never thought that. I knew it was going to end up being Stephanie Trips and Nick Khan against Vince. Vince knew that too, and has basically played Game of Thrones with this. This is Game of Thrones in real life.
Yeah, it's we knew something was going to happen with the story once Vince got back on that board. It was kind of a matter of time.
Right.
But this is quick. This is less than a week. This is what was it? Thursday when he?
Yeah, Thursday. It was Friday. Yeah, it had to have been Thursday. Friday was the first SmackDown of. Yeah, that was the first show of it since everything had happened. We got through the weekend and Monday and Tuesday. Vince is back on his bullshit. Everything that is happening is that I thought could happen has basically happened, because I knew it was going to end up being a dirty game. The world of business it was going to be dirty. The way he came back was dirty. It basically came up. He knows where all the bodies are buried. So if he has dirt on everybody, and if he doesn't have dirt on you, he fired you.
Pretty much. And my whole thing is, I thought that possibly there was going to be an action placed against him about how he kind of strong-armed the other three out, but I guess that's nowhere near going to happen.
That was the story breaking earlier today. Was it there was and I'm trying to find that as well. I'm going to pull up this letter here. Can you do mind reading that for me? This is from December, when Vince was trying to get back onto the board. Unanimous, just shut down. Just give me the first paragraph there.
Sure. Dear Vince, we write in response to your letter of December 20th. We fully agree with your assessment that the company's management team is exceptional and are pleased to hear that Stephanie, Nick, Paul, and the rest of management team have your full and unconditional support. We believe that our investors, employees, and fans agree. There is tremendous excitement at the company and among our fan base, and our stock price has grown more than 40% in just the last year. We remain optimistic about the continued success of this management team and the WWE franchise overall, and we believe your support is critical to this success.
Now go to this fourth paragraph.
Uh, Although we welcome your participation in the launch of strategic alternative review process, it is our unanimous view that your return to the company at this time, while government investigations into your conduct by the U.S. Attorney's Office and SEC are still pending, would not be prudent from a shareholder value perspective. This determination is based on a variety of factors, including non-public information the board has become aware of and risks to the company and its shareholders of placing a greater spotlight on these issues. Basically, they saying, bro, you got a lot of shit going on with you, and we don't want you back because we're not trying to go down with you. And Vince pretty much said, fuck y'all.
None of that stuff has been resolved. Things are still continuing to leak.
Yeah.
What are the chances that this snowballs to Vince running creative?
100%.
Yeah.
For now, I don't think.
For now, I don't really think he. I'll be honest. At first I didn't think it was going to happen, but the closer after this story, shit, man, who knows? Really, at this point, I'm not going to be shocked. I'm not going to be shocked.
Would I be shocked if he came back to run creative? No. Will I be shocked if it actually happens? Yes. Because I feel like his end goal, he does not care about creative. He does not care about anything. The only thing he cares about is selling WWE because he is the majority shareholder. He's trying to get as much money as he can. If he can't be in charge creatively,
pretty much it's my way or no way. He's taking his ball and leaving. Taking his ball and going home.
Creative is not the end goal. Like just like in the Avengers, the Infinity Gauntlet was the end goal. Thanos did not care about how to get those stones as long as he got them. His Infinity Gauntlet is WWE. He don't care how he had to get about getting it back or getting back in charge. He don't care about creative. Because as far as he's concerned, Triple H can stay in charge. If the money is rolling in and people are loving what Triple H is putting out, go ahead.
Yeah, do your thing, boy. Stay in charge.
Because it's all making money for Vince at the end of the day.
It's just it's just crazy to me how someone can be so damn selfish. Like, instead of your family running this business, you are that damn selfish that you're willing to put yourself back in charge, even though you have so much going on, just so you can sell it so your family can't run it.
So, all right. So, yeah, this is the thing. What if he takes creative because he thinks creative will make the product better selling price? That's the $1 million question.
But the bad part about it is, even if he takes over creatively, guess what's not going to be over legally? His lawsuits. Those lawsuits coming. Are going to drive the price down. I don't care what they do creatively. If you still got allegations of sexual assault and hush money, and he still, even though he was investigated, they still are asking him to pay back that $19.5 million. That is $19.5 million that
we know of.
He used it for that was his own personal money, but because it was used for what he did, that is a business expense. He has to pay that back. So he still has to pay that back. He's still about to have a whole bunch of lawsuits. So nobody is about to buy this company. It might be a year from now, because someone brought this up on a podcast I listened to earlier today. Right now, this is the big story. What is probably about to happen, and I agree with them, slowly but surely, okay, Vince is in charge, but time is going to go by. Other shit is going to happen. We're going to forget about this. The company is still going to be for sale. They're going to still be doing stuff. Roman's probably going to still be champion. But time is going to pass, and the company is still going to be for sale. All this is going to blow away. Those lawsuits, we're going to forget about all of that. And somebody's going to swoop in when we're not even thinking about it and be like, oh, I'll buy him. Vince doesn't care either way. Either he's going to drive the price down. He's going to wait this out. That's why he's the executive chairman now.
Right. This whole thing is about him selling. And Reggie, you just brought up a question. Do you think the talk of a sale would stop Vince? No, if he's put in full control of everything, the talk of a sale would probably speed up because it would be known that it's already known that that's what he's going to do. He hired J.P. Morgan to facilitate the sale of the company.
Well,
all right, so
when it's a company this big, he's not going to do it himself. He's going to hire a bank or somebody to facilitate that for him.
What you call it? But we all know with JP Morgan, once JP Morgan gets involved with selling something, 9 times out of 10, they usually get it done. They're like the go-to if you have a big company that you want to sell. And then let's not forget, he also has bidders overseas that will definitely take this company with the allegations and everything that's going on. Because think about it. We get a show every year in an overseas country that has just as much shit going on as Vince, if not even more. Which is why he made that fucking crazy ass deal to begin with for those shows. So don't be surprised if we see a company from that particular place decide that they want to come in and just swoop it up.
I don't think they're gonna buy him. They got enough going on with the Live Golf Tour. I don't think they're gonna buy him. Honestly, I at this point, shit is going to happen. Every time we talk about this, something new pops up. We thought he wasn't going to come back, and then he came back. It's probably going to take lawsuits upon lawsuits upon lawsuits, or just him just flat out. And I don't want to say this, but oh well, God forbid. But right now, he's gonna have to die. Like if he don't die in 2023,
it took half a year for him to force himself back into this company. It took half a year. They could not keep him out for a full year.
It's going to take death in order for him to be gone.
Yeah, I put it to you this way. You got to remember, Vince feels he is untouchable. Like I was saying, like I've said before in this podcast. Like I said before in this podcast, the reason why he doesn't care about these lawsuits is because guess what? Once you go up against the Supreme Court and you win, you have a sense of untouchability. You feel you are Mr. Untouchable. And he's already done that. So he feels if the Supreme Court can't get me, these little lawsuits ain't going to make a difference. And I'm going to be able to do whatever I want. You got to remember that. It's like anybody in this. He's like anybody in the street. If any dude in the hood beat a trial, beat a case, they feel they untouchable. And he beat one of the biggest cases in front of the biggest judges and biggest courts in the country, the Supreme Court. So you know he feels he's untouchable. So these lawsuits mean absolutely nothing to him. Nothing to him.
Once it's been a year, if a year from now, because the only reason he jumped into all of this is because their media rights deal is about to expire. All he needs to do, he feels like he needs to participate in these media rights deals, so be it. I hope they get the deal done. I don't think they're going to be sold. Nobody gets sold quickly. The Denver Broncos their sale got approved September, and they had been for sale for basically years.
You said, do you think Vince would have let Nakamura go to Japan and all of that? I don't think so. I know one thing. A lot of the wrestlers that were re-signed would not be coming back right now. That's for damn sure.
That is the issue.
They're in limbo.
Because there are reports going around and from various sites and various reporters saying that morale is low. Obviously, morale is low following this because people that they came back because of the new regime are now stuck there with long ass contracts under someone that
they hated,
fired them during the pandemic for no reason. A lot of the cases, like Jonah, Bronson Reed is back. and he was riding high, coming off of his NXT North American title run, going to the main roster. He was about to just take off, and then boom, Vince fires him, and he comes back because Trips is in charge and he wants to try this out, and Vince is back. You know that is weighing on him, and all the other people that went back because
Bray, Braun,
Ray, Ron, the Good Brothers, Mia Yim, like a ton of people. The women's roster especially, because there's always a joke like, oh, Steph says she created the women's revolution. Like that's always a joke. But that women's locker room did like Steph a lot.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a huge
shit show.
Yeah, and I can't think of any other way to describe it than that. And
does Vince not know he also has now given his competitors content now? Because with him gone, AEW no longer like Matt was bringing up, all their promos were about Vince. With him gone, AEW had to actually come up with their own content that didn't have to do with anything about disrespecting WWE. Now, guess what? You just gave them you just gave them motherfuckers 4 banana clips full of shit right now. They about to let off for months.
I don't think he cares.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna think about the way this went out. Like just came out of nowhere. I don't think anybody. They might do a joke every now and then, but I don't think they're gonna harp on it as much as we think they're gonna harp on it. Honestly, I feel like they in turn with this whole new format and everything they have, they shouldn't even be worried about WWE anymore. They need to focus on AEW and trying to survive themselves.
We'll see how this turns out, and we're gonna have just 2 more days until our next show. There's gonna be a lot of news. We thought the biggest news of the week was gonna be the Jay White situation.
Right, that he's not going back to that. He may be coming in.
It's just Vince being a prima donna. If anything, it's just
because our last show we were talking about how Vince was wanting to come back.
Right.
We didn't even get to say he was back on the board. Like that happened after we were done. So we're going to talk about that. And now, not only is he back on the board, he's the chairman again. Stephanie's gone. She's out. Nick Khan is the sole CEO. It's not. How much worse does this get in 2 days' time?
Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Why would you say that? I know, but holy shit! Just holy shit! I don't know what he's and you keep bringing up that whole his the record that he's dealing with right now and all these lawsuits, and I just can't. I think you're right. Him beating trash fire. Him beating the Supreme Court back in the day for the steroid trial has just blown his ego up so much.
It's the truth, yo, Mongo. It happens. If it happens to everyday dudes in the hood, who they can beat a. You know how many guys are walking around bragging because they beat a murder case or a drug case or whatever the case, or whatever it may be. If dudes are bragging about beating something in a local judicial system, imagine how he feels beating the biggest judicial system. Like he's Mr. Untouchable to him. That's how he feels.
I'll say this because I brought up Jay White. I'll say this. Because, it wasn't confirmed he was going to WWE. He could go to WWE. He could AEW. Maybe he sees that. Like, if that was his original plan and he sees this, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he stays.
No,
maybe there are people that were about to start doing that whole jumping ship thing because contracts are coming up. and a lot of other companies, and it just New Japan, that they see this and they're going to back away. And there's a quote from someone that I know that you love and that's very near and dear to your heart, Mr. CM Punk from earlier this summer. When Vince left, he was asked at some convention what he thought of the culture change and what he thought this meant. And his direct quote was, "You think because he tweeted that I'm retired that he's not going to be hands-on?" That shit lasted 6 months. 6 months.
That is ridiculous. You know what? Vince McMahon is Mr. Peter Schmidt. He is fucking Lois Griffin's father. Think about it. He is self-absorbed just like him. Remember when he was going to retire and he found out Peter was in charge of the fucking company? And he was, what the hell are you doing? We don't sell those things. Tell me that is not what happened with Vince. Vince was going to retire. Peter, a.k.a. Paul Levesque, was running the company, and Mr. Peter Smith, Vince, came out of fucking retirement because it was a no-no. Tell me I'm wrong on that.
I mean, no, that's pretty much spot on. You know, sometimes life imitates art. You know, and
think about it. Vince had a kiss my ass club. Peter Smith has a kiss my ass club. Come on.
Jesus Christ! All right, so we'll see what happens going forward, folks. Thanks for joining us for this quick little table spot. We'll be back Thursday to talk all things wrestling. We'll also be getting into the Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill pay-per-view, doing predictions. Will Kenny lose his belt? Probably. Right. We're going to talk more about this news and however this shakes up. Will Stephanie McMahon get a thank you Steph chant on Friday, led by Vince? I don't know. We'll see. And, you know, what's going on with Jay White? What's going on with everything else in the crazy topsy-turvy world of pro wrestling? You can follow us at facebook.com/undertheringpod and twitch.tv/undertheringpod. You can also follow us on Twitter. I'm at Greg Bush SK. Kenny's at Rock Ribs 44. We got Mr. Freshbeard Mike Jones, who will be with us Thursday, I'm assuming, because he's going to come take Kenny's belt. He's coming for the crown. Matt, the right answer. We got Tito in the chat, Mr. Borio Maliente.
Look at Mongo!
I only had to hear y'all say that shit a year straight before I figured it out. Yeah, of course, our dear friend Justin D. Baxley.
You can also hop on our Linktree /Under the Ring Pod, where you can get all of our links, where you can find us between our Twitter pages, our Facebook, our Twitch page. Everything is under that Linktree. So hop on that and you can follow all of us, so that we ain't got to have Mongo run out of breath trying to say Boriel Maliente.
Yeah, I'm worn out. I'm worn out. Reading that letter by myself early on, I was having to take a breath. All right, folks. We'll see y'all Thursday unless something else happens. Follow us. Until then, y'all have a great week. We'll see you then.